The rain fell in sheets that night, washing away the city's noise, but not her pain. Amelia Reed stood outside the glass tower that once bore her name, Reed Enterprises. Her hair clung to her face, her makeup ran down in smudges, and one hand protectively cradled the barely there bump under her soaked dress. Inside, the lights of the boardroom still gleamed coldly, where her father, the same man who once called her his pride, had just announced her removal as CEO. She had been betrayed, humiliated, and stripped of everything she had built. But what broke her wasn't the loss of her position, it was the quiet message her father whispered as he walked past her: "You're no longer my daughter." If you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Your small act can help spread stories that remind the world that love still exists, even in the darkest places. Amelia staggered through the city streets, numb and lost. She had no one now. The man she had loved, who promised her forever, had vanished the moment he learned she was pregnant. Her father, a man obsessed with image and control, had called her pregnancy a shameful scandal and ordered security to escort her out. Everything in the glass office, the luxury car, the elegant life, was gone. She had nothing left except the fragile life inside her, growing quietly, as if reminding her that she still had a reason to keep breathing. When she reached a small diner on the corner, it was nearly midnight. Her heels broke on the wet pavement, forcing her to limp inside. The place was nearly empty, just a few flickering lights, the smell of cleaning detergent, and the low hum of a mop swishing across the tiled floor. That's when she saw him, a tall, rugged man in a janitor's uniform, sleeves rolled up, his hands rough from years of hard work. His name tag read Ethan Cole. He looked up briefly as she entered, his eyes warm but tired, the kind of eyes that had seen too much pain and still found a way to stay kind. She didn't plan to speak. She just wanted a quiet corner, maybe a warm drink. But when her knees buckled, Ethan dropped his mop and caught her before she hit the ground. His voice was steady but filled with concern as he called for help, his arm supporting her as if she weighed nothing. Amelia fainted in his arms, the exhaustion of the past few days finally crashing down. When she woke up, she was in a small but clean apartment. The sound of a child's laughter came from the next room. Her clothes had been dried and folded neatly on a chair. Ethan was sitting nearby, holding a cup of tea, his eyes watching her with quiet care. He told her that she had passed out from exhaustion and mild dehydration, and that he had brought her to his home because the diner was closing. It turned out he was a single father to a 6-year-old girl named Lily, who peeked shyly from behind a doorframe with her favorite stuffed bunny. Amelia felt embarrassed. She was a woman who had once sat in boardrooms with billionaires, and now she was being cared for by a janitor in a tiny apartment that smelled faintly of detergent and coffee. But there was something disarming about Ethan's calmness, the way he didn't ask for her story, didn't judge her, just offered her food and a blanket. Over the next few days, Amelia stayed. She told herself it was temporary, just until she could figure out where to go. But in that small apartment, something began to shift. She watched Ethan every morning, waking up before dawn to get Lily ready for school, packing her a simple lunch, kissing her forehead with the same tenderness she had long forgotten existed. Then he'd head to one of his cleaning jobs, sometimes at night, sometimes all day, never complaining, never breaking. Amelia learned that his wife had died 3 years ago in a car accident, leaving him to raise Lily alone. He had once been an engineer but lost everything when the company he worked for shut down and his savings were drained in his wife's medical bills. Since then, he had taken any job he could find, just to keep his daughter safe and fed. Despite his hardships, he carried himself with quiet dignity. And that, more than anything, began to heal something inside Amelia. She offered to help with small things, cooking meals, reading to Lily, cleaning the place while Ethan was gone. In return, Ethan never asked about her past, though he clearly knew she came from a different world. Still, she couldn't hide her growing belly forever. One evening, while washing dishes, she noticed him pause in the doorway, eyes on her rounded stomach. There was a silence, thick and uncertain. She expected pity, or worse, judgment. But Ethan just nodded gently and said, "You'll be a good mother." Those 5 words made her eyes fill with tears. She hadn't allowed herself to cry before weeks turned into months. Amelia started applying for small business jobs under a different name, hoping to rebuild herself from scratch. But rejection after rejection came, mostly because she was visibly pregnant. She had no degree to show, no references now that her father had disowned her, and every door seemed to close before it opened. Some nights, she sat on the small balcony of Ethan's apartment, looking out at the flickering city lights and wondering if she had made a terrible mistake trusting the wrong people all her life. Ethan would quietly place a cup of tea beside her, never pushing her to talk, just being there, and somehow, that was enough. Then one night, Amelia went into early labor. The hospital bills terrified her. She had no insurance, no savings left. But Ethan stayed by her side through every contraction, holding her hand, whispering that she wasn't alone. He worked double shifts afterward, refusing to rest until the bills were paid. When her daughter, Grace, was born, Amelia cried like she never had before, not just from pain, but from gratitude. For the first time in years, she felt love without condition. Time passed. Amelia's strength returned, and she began baking small batches of cookies and selling them to local shops for extra money. Her recipes were creative and beautiful, shaped by her old world of luxury but made with the warmth she had learned in Ethan's small kitchen. One day, a cafe owner who tasted her cookies offered her a full-time job managing his business. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest work. And for Amelia, it was a new beginning, but life has a way of testing those who try to rise again. One afternoon, as she was arranging pastries at the cafe, her father walked in. His face turned pale when he saw her, his once elegant daughter now wearing a simple apron, hair tied back, holding a baby. He had heard about her success in turning the cafe's business around, and for the first time, he saw not a disgrace, but strength. He offered to bring her back, to give her a position at Reed Enterprises, to restore her reputation. Amelia's heart ached. The girl who once would have given anything for her father's approval now stood firm. She looked at him and said quietly, "My reputation isn't lost, Dad. I just found the part of me you never wanted to see, the part that's human." And with that, she walked away, holding baby Grace close, her steps steady.